It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Hello, beloved. This is Tony. It's been a while since I've done a video, but there's so much to tell. I want to start out today, and I'm going to go to scriptures with Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. A peacemaker is in the middle of two opposing people, or sides, or perceptions. Everything has three perceptions. Is the glass half empty, half full, or just is? Isaiah 11:6. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. The child is making peace among the opposites. He's not taking sides, as in choosing the lesser of two evils. Well, the other day I was going to post this on Facebook, and I was pulling a photo, and I found this photo, which is by a William Strutt, 1825 to 1950, and it's called Peace. And as I looked at this photo, I noticed some things in the background. And this is what I want to show you now and share with you. Now, what you're seeing here is in the back right of the painting, and this is the symbol of the temple. But notice the two columns that are standing. The two columns are the symbols of good and evil, right and wrong, left and right, male and female. So the temple teaches duality, opposites, divide and conquer. Okay, so now what I want to try and show you is in 2 Samuel and 1 Chronicles. It's covered, and for me, I read it very clearly. But I'm kind of referencing this page. God told David not to build the temple. God told David that he dwelt in tents with the people of Israel. God told David he would build him a house. So when you're talking about the house of David, there are two houses. There's the house that David built for God, or had Solomon build, and then there is the house that God built for David. And what I want to try and explain is, the house that David built for God is a building. It's a temple. It has two columns in the front. The house that God built for David is a man. It's consciousness. Okay, so you have to understand there are two houses. One, David or Solomon built for God. The other one, God built for David. Hold on, please. Now here is some information covering the key of the house of David. The first mention of the key of the house of David is found in the book of Isaiah, in a description of the duties of Eliakim, the royal chamberlain of King Hezekiah of Judah. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will call my servant Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, and I will clothe him with thy robe, and strengthen him with thy girdle, and I will commit thy government into his hand, and he shall be a father to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and to the house of Judah. And the key of the house of David will I lay upon his shoulder, and he shall open, and none shall shut, and he shall shut, and none shall open. The key of house of David is upon his shoulder. What does that mean? Let Isaiah explain. Speaking about Jesus, Isaiah says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." Okay, and so I'm going to refer back to it now. "Blessed are the peacemakers, for these shall be called the sons of God." All right, and so what I want to go on to now, let me stop right there. The doors opened by the key of David. The key of the house of David, possessed by Jesus, opens two important doors. John the Revelator sees the first doors open in chapter 4. "After I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as it were a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must hereafter. And I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat in the throne." Tabernacle. So I think you can actually see this is BibleLight.net, KeyofDavid.htm, the 7 churches. So we're going to stop right there. Now, the other day, I was visiting my brother and sister, and we were out on the deck, and my brother-in-law said, "You know, Tony, you're kind of out there." And when he said that, I realized in that moment that he was not Christian. Because I thought, well, part of Christianity is accepting that Jesus was the Son of God, that Jesus died on the cross for your sins, that God raised him from the dead. Jesus turned water to wine. He walked on water. He healed the sick. He raised the dead. Well, for me, all of that is kind of out there. And Jesus holds the door open. So now, back to this photo of peace. In the back right hand, you see the temple has been destroyed. Okay? And this is the idea of doctrines of men. These temples and churches that teaches duality and judgment of duality. Every church has a completely different doctrine of what is right and wrong. And they inflate people's egos to walk out into the world judging other people. And peace will not come until these are destroyed. Now, you know, here's a little photo of a church, and I'll tell you, every church does this. They have the columns at the front. Sometimes it's 2 columns, it's 4 columns, or it's 6 columns. Now, on occasion, there's an 8, but that's a little bit higher level of understanding on that one, and I'll cover that in another video. Now, also I want to show you over here on the far left is a man sitting on a stone, and an angel is talking to him. And basically the angel is explaining to him what has been done to him. Because apparently he's been worshiping in that temple, and he's been being taught systems of judgment of good and evil, right and wrong, left and right. And it's the idea of divide and conquer. But what I'll tell you is, creation is when 2 opposites come together. When a man and woman come together, you get a child. When land and water comes together, you get a beach. When positive and negative comes together, you get light. And this is whole. This is creation. It's even like the idea, your left hand and your right hand. Well, one is good and one is evil. Well, if I cut my left hand off, then I no longer have a right hand. I only have a hand. But see, when two hands come together, you have praying hands. Okay, now also I want to take you to the virgins, the 10 virgins, 5 wise and 5 foolish. And a new idea that I've sort of been contemplating is, the virgin, maybe a virgin has not been indoctrinated. Because Jesus, there's several places where Jesus, I'm just going to ad-lib some of this. It's like, many will call my name, but I know you not, for you follow the doctrine of men. And these temples that I'm talking about, you see, and all of them have these different doctrine. Well, I just decided to look up, indoctrinations, indoctrinated. And I thought this was interesting because it says indoctrination means teaching someone to accept a set of beliefs without questioning them. Your sister, and this is an example, your sister's orientation at her new job might seem more like indoctrination if she comes home robotically reciting her corporate employee handbook. Indoctrination often refers to religious ideas. When you're talking about a religious environment that doesn't let you question or criticize those beliefs. And that's one of the things, I'm pretty sure I'm a virgin. I've never accepted the indoctrinations of some of these temples and churches. And so in a weird way, it's almost like, okay, a woman that would be impregnated, okay, and indoctrination would be like the planting of seeds. And so a virgin would be someone that has not been indoctrinated, taught systems of judgments of good and evil, right and wrong. The duality. Because, you have to go back to the whole Genesis thing. Before Adam and Eve eat of the knowledge, and their eyes were opened, and these are the eyes of judgment, left and right. What was it? Everything was good. So, it's this whole idea of indoctrination, of teaching people what's right and wrong. And I just thought it was a very interesting picture because, it's peace, and a child shall lead them. Because, see, there's no separation there. It's a peacemaker. He's joining it all together. He's not judging. He's not judging the lion. He's not judging the lamb. You see, they love each other. They accept each other. So, sorry it's been a while since I've had any videos, and I just wanted to kind of plug these pieces in. All right, have a good day.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing